Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are talking grocery staples. If you are looking for your grocery list to do your shopping, what I suggest you buy, what I buy on the regular, what are the staples that I always have in my fridge, always have in my cart, and that I repurchase consistently, this is the video for you. Very simple, very to the point. If you're looking to lose some weight, looking on how to eat, because nutrition is key, this video is for you. Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries. And you already know we are inspiring to inspire, honey. You, me, everyone to be the very best version of ourselves. And don't you worry, my friends, because that's what it's all about. It's all about evolving and just being the best version of ourselves, doing that shadow work, being good people, and really investing in the inside as well as the outside. So if that's what you're about and you're looking for like-minded individuals, you have found the place. This is the place. It's a very safe space in a very small corner of the internet where all are welcome, okay? So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stick around. And if you've been here for a minute, you already know we're real friends. And if you don't know, now you know. Today we're talking about grocery staples. So I see a lot of comments where people ask me like, what my staples are. Can I give a sample grocery list, stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, let me just make a video about it because I love watching grocery haul videos. I love watching full day of eating videos. But I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was doing a lot of trying to be creative, I did not thrive as much as I think I could have. I struggled a lot when it became to recipes and portion sizing, and it was just too much. It was too much for me, and I did not thrive on that. So for me particular, now this is just me, I keep things very, very simple. I keep things very, very simple, and I keep things very consistent, and I just dress things up, right? So that's just how I do it, and that's how I just thrive that way. Now, if you like recipe videos and seeing different ways of cooking and things like that, I highly suggest you check out like Nicole Burgess or In With Jen. They are very, very, very motivational. I adore both of those girls, and they have a lot of recipe videos and stuff like that to help you out. A lot of cookbook ideas and stuff like that. As for me, I'm just kind of boom, 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 right? So let's jump into it. Let's talk grocery staples. First thing we're gonna hit right out the bat is gonna be protein. Protein is essential, right? You need protein. Proteins for me are very simple, and they are as follows. I will have boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I've told you guys many times, get rid of that dry as chicken breast. You don't want it. Get rid of it. We don't need it. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs, okay? How do you cook them? I'm gonna give you a couple ways, but here's my favorite because it's simple. It's simple. I don't have a dishwasher, okay? So I like to keep dishes at a minimum. Here's simple. You're gonna take yourself some lemon pepper. I prefer Kinder's. If you don't like Kinder's, you can find whatever brand you like. Sprinkle a little bit of that on, back and forth. Before I actually apply the lemon pepper seasoning, I do take a knife and I will trim off any of the white skin. Season it, get yourself your air fryer, 375 degrees. Throw that sucker in there halfway. You're gonna fry it for 30 or 20 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, flip it. That's it. Make sure you temp it. Okay, you're gonna want to run 180 degrees. You don't want to be dragging your butt on a carpet or anything. Be very careful with chicken. But nonetheless, perfect. Another thing for me is shrimp. You can dress it up whichever way you want. I love shrimp. I like to do a lime cilantro garlic shrimp with a little bit of jalapeno in there. That's just the way I like it. You can do like a Louisiana style and add a little bit of Louisiana seasoning. You can do a buffalo shrimp and do a little bit of buffalo sauce on there. Possibilities are truly endless, but they are delicious nonetheless. Another thing you can do is tilapia. Or like orange roughy or something like that. I do tilapia. I'm not a fishy person, and tilapia is the least fishy tasting fish for me. I know what people are gonna say, it's like bottom feeder fish. I get it, okay? But I'm not a fishy person, and my dog is barking. And I get it, but just giving you options, okay? You don't have to eat it, but this is what I eat. There's also ground turkey. 99% lean. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a no-go for me, boss. I had the flu, and then right before I had the flu, I had that ground turkey, and I was so sick. That was the last thing I ate, and I just can't even stomach to look at it. But if you would like to have 99% lean ground turkey, honey, that is for you, okay? So I usually tend to have like those leaner cuts of protein around 3 times a day, okay? I do allow myself a fattier choice of protein, and these are as follows. I will have a 93% lean ground beef. I will have a lean type of steak, whatever meat you can get on sale, honey, that's what you gotta do, but I do it as lean as possible. And I also do salmon. Those are my 3 choices. I like them like that. They're pretty good, and I can tolerate all 3. I have those usually once a day. So, and aside from your proteins being your meats, right, I also have a protein powder. I use the 1UP, the vegan protein powder. It is a pea protein. I can no longer do whey protein in general. It causes me a lot of issues. I'm very bloated, a lot of gastric. I just had to step away from it. Since I've been using the vegan protein, I have been a lot better. And I get the banana bread one. It's very good. I also, when I have my protein shakes, I always mix them with unsweetened vanilla almond milk. I don't like the water one. I always do it with almond milk, and it kind of gives it a milkshake vibe, and it's really good. So that's protein. Super simple, right? So right now you could have just made your grocery list. Like, all right, let me get some chicken, let me get some fish, let me get some steaks, etc., right? So we have protein. Now we're gonna go to our carb source. Where am I getting my carbs from? I do pasta. I don't do protein pasta, just a regular white pasta. I do those with pretty much every meal, mostly. I make sure you weigh them out. Scale is key, my friends. If you're just not trying to check your macros or anything, I would just recommend starting out tracking your portion sizes and start off by saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have 4 ounces of protein, 100 grams or 150 grams of carbs, and you know, 150 grams of a vegetable, right? So I'll do regular white pasta, not protein pasta. I'll do potatoes, any kind, right? Now, if you're gonna get frozen potatoes, make sure they don't have like the oils and all that stuff. That's sneaky, so make sure you're checking your labels if you're gonna get the frozen potatoes. Potatoes are super cheap. You can do them in a variety of ways. So you can do that. You can get your potato cutters. You can make your own homemade French fries, which I do multiple times a week. I like to use the Friday seasoning. I get it at Sam's, and I spray a little nonstick spray on there, and I throw them in the air fryer. Boom, so good. I'll do shredded potatoes for breakfast in the morning. I'll sprinkle a little bit of Kinder's lemon butter seasoning on them. Tastes like a skillet. If you want to add a little bit of spice, you can do something along those lines, different seasoning. You can do your own like mashed potato and throw some chives in there. Really, you know, add a little, you know, boom to it. Or you could do just plain roasted potatoes and season them really good. Just because you are paying attention to what you're eating doesn't mean it has to be bland. Use your seasonings and use them well. Another form is rice. I use Thai jasmine rice. And I will fix it up. I'll do like a Chipotle inspired with lime and cilantro and just make it super delicious. Or I'll do like a Spanish inspired rice, and I will add like some sazon and a little bit of chicken bouillon to it and make it that way. You could also do just plain white rice and add a little bit of sauce on top of it and leave it just like that. And that's my major carb sources. Moving on to our fat sources. Fat sources for me come in the form of avocado. I love avocado, some people don't, but I do, and it's a great source of healthy fat. Another source of fat for me comes from coconut oil. I do use a little bit of coconut oil when cooking some of my food. I use about 7 grams for a couple meals just to get that added benefit of the fat, and it's a nice good fat. And eggs. I have eggs every day for breakfast. Depending on the day, some of my days I have 2 eggs or 3, and some days I only have 1. It just depends on the day and if it's a higher carb day or a lower carb day. So those are my main sources. Now I am dairy free. So as you will see, there's no yogurts or cheeses or anything along those lines. Now because I'm dairy free doesn't mean you have to be as well. But if you were going to partake in some dairy, you can look at some good yogurts. Those are also a really great source of protein that can give you, you know, as a treat. Some people use cheese as well, get your added fat source from there. Fat is a very slippery slope, and it is very easy to go over fats. That is the one macro that you can really nosedive off of the deep end with. So tread lightly and make sure you are tracking your fat sources, because they will creep up so quickly, and the higher the fat, the higher the calories. Now, those are the main things, right? Now, I also make sure for my carb sources, you know, you guys will see that I had the pastas, the proteins, and the breads. I also have English muffins. Some people will choose to do, instead of English muffins, they will choose to do like a sourdough bread, which is a great option. I do English muffins. I also do oatmeal. I do oatmeal every night as my last meal. That's another thing that I choose to do. Some people choose not to. Some people don't like oatmeal. Some people don't like the texture. You could also do like a lower fat cereal as your last option as well. But when I do have my oatmeal at the end of the night, I do add in some protein powder. Now for fruits. Fruits for me are mostly just berries. I like to do blueberries or strawberries. It is watermelon season, so I think it's about 280 grams of watermelon is equivalent to about, oh geez, what is it, like 20 carbs or something like that. So sometimes I'll substitute that out if I can get a watermelon on sale. I love watermelon. I can literally eat watermelon all day. During the summer, it's just like my favorite fruit. Sometimes I'll even do some fresh cherries. I like to just do fresh produce and whatever's on sale. So, cause sometimes these berries are like $5 or $6 for a little carton. And if they're too much, I'll just swap them out and do that. As far as, each person has dietary restrictions. Now I have, I stay away from all the nightshades. So I'll never have anything with tomatoes or grapes or anything like that, just because they cause me a lot of inflammation. So I don't do any ketchups either. As far as veggies go, I keep my veggies like pretty simple. Usually just green is my way to go. I'll do asparagus, what do I do? Asparagus, green beans, lettuce, zucchini, mushrooms. I'll do cactus as well. If you guys have ever had cactus, I enjoy it. They call it like nopal. It's very, very beneficial. It has a lot of good micronutrients. So when you're doing your veggies, make sure you're trying to do, get those micros in, because they're just as important as macros. And what else do I do? I think that's pretty much it. I keep it pretty simple. And then I kind of dress everything up. Now, some of like the funner stuff, right? I told you guys I love seasonings. Kinder is like my favorite seasoning. I'll use Sazon. A lot of people stay away from Sazon when cooking their food, but I have no issues with the MSG. It's to each its own. I'll use Nor chicken bouillon just to like kind of flavor up some of my stuff. Again, I have no issues. Like fresh lemons for their juice, fresh limes for their juice. I'll put it on my chicken, I'll put it on my pasta, I'll put it on my rice. Fat-free Italian dressing that has been, oh, cucumbers. I forgot cucumbers. I love me some cucumbers. Honey, I will eat cucumbers every day. They're just my favorite. I'll either do cucumbers with like some fat-free Italian and dip, or I'll do it with like lime and salt and tahini, just to give it a little bit of a crunch if I'm feeling hungry. Pickles, pepperoncinis, yeah, I love it all. Banana peppers. Ooh, I love me some banana peppers. They're like my favorites. I love the G. Hughes sauces. Now, not all G. Hughes sauces are equal. They've come out with a lot of stuff. They have like cluckin' sauce and yum yum sauce. I don't use any of those because those are really, really heavy in calories and in fat. I basically stay with like the sweet chili sauce. I'll do the Polynesian sauce, and that's pretty much it. I don't even use the barbecue sauce because I'm not a really big barbecue sauce person, but if you liked barbecue sauce, honey, go with the barbecue sauce. It's pretty good, but it's just not like my favorite. Leo says that if you use the barbecue sauce on the grill, it doesn't give it that like sticky like barbecue thing, but I don't mind it at all. But if that's what you wanted to do, you can go ahead and do so. So that is pretty much basically everything that I'm eating. It's super simple, and oh, I forgot one thing. Bananas. Bananas are also another one of my big sources. I love bananas too. When she included bananas, 'cause I'm on a meal plan, I was like, honey, yes. But as you can see, it's pretty simple, right? Pretty much whole foods for the most part, with the exception of a few random items. I bulk cook majority of my stuff a couple times a week, usually about twice a week. I'll cook up all my proteins. I'll make a batch of rice, a batch of pasta. I'll make a bunch of potatoes, and I just kind of heat them up as I go. I have all my sauces. I do a lot of full days of eating. If you guys are interested in watching full days of eating and how I implement everything, I do 6 meals a day. Now, that's just preference for me. I had a lot of metabolic damage due to severe dieting for many years and severe caloric restriction. So my metabolism was severely damaged and I had to heal that. And by doing so, I had to kind of like a reverse diet, and I had to eat smaller, more frequent meals just to kind of get my metabolism up and running again. I've been able to eat this way well over a year now, and I've lost well over 30 pounds. You guys can see the transformation. I know 30 pounds may not seem like a lot of weight to a lot of people, but I've lost well over, I believe, 40 inches all over my body. So literally able to not only lose pounds, but fat. Fat loss is key, and I've been doing really, really well with this. It's simple for me, right? I mean, you can really just dress things up. Some days I'll take chicken with pasta and a fresh vegetable, and then I'll mix it all together, and I'll add a little bit of lime juice or lemon juice, and sometimes I'll even sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on there, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a taste. A lot of days now I've been doing a lot of salads, and I'll throw a bunch of stuff in there with a little bit of fat-free Italian. I'll do my chicken in there, or my fish, or whatever it is. I don't do any like low carb wraps or anything like that. I kind of stay away from that stuff right now, just because that additional fiber, I had noticed that it was causing me to be really bloated. So I kind of, like I said, just keep things really simple. If I was going to have a tortilla, I would just prefer to have like a plain corn tortilla as opposed to a low carb tortilla. Yeah, it's just the way my body digests things. I think a lot of people have to take that into consideration and really pay attention to your body and how your body reacts to certain things. I don't do anything creamy. I don't do any, like for my coffee creamer, I do an oat milk creamer. And I just keep things very, very simple. I drink a lot of water, and yeah, it works for me. My family eats the same things I eat. Sometimes I just give them a little bit, you know, I'll have an extra side, or I'll make them like one of the salad kits to go with it and stuff like that. Everything is really good, really flavorful, and it's made up, and it just takes the guesswork. I have my scale right there, and I just weigh out everything and keep it going. Weight loss doesn't have to be hard. I feel like we think it has to be hard because society made it look that way. It isn't hard. It is a process. It takes some time, but it isn't hard. It's not hard at all. If you keep it simple, it's really the easiest thing in the world. It's just, you have to be patient. Now, if you do extreme things, you'll get extreme results, but most of the time, they do not last. So I found that the simpler I kept it and the more consistent I kept it, the more I was able to continuously lose the weight and continuously keep it off. Still while having my once a week treat meal, and you know, I eat, and I'll still have some dairy on my treat meal. I'll have like some pizza or a cheeseburger or something. The next day I'm a little bloated, a little inflamed. The scale will go up, you know, 3 or 4 pounds in a day. Did I gain 3 or 4 pounds overnight by eating a couple pieces of pizza? No, I didn't. It's just inflammation, and it goes away. Usually by Monday, I'm right back down to baseline and we're fine. So always remember that, you know, this life is enjoyable, but you also have to be consistent. And I hope this made it easy, and it kind of took away I feel like sometimes when we have to think about, at least for me, when I had to think about making all these different recipes and having all these different ingredients and thinking about portion sizes, and it became so overwhelming, and I always felt like the portion size was never big enough, and I was always hungry and wanting more. That was just the way I was. I don't know if I'm the only one. If you guys are like that too, let me know down below. If you guys do like those recipe videos and want to make stuff that you can, like, you know, make along those lines, definitely check out Nicole and Jen. They're super informative and have a lot of content that is directed towards that, and they have seen tremendous results. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I just wanted to share the things I buy consistently, what I always have on hand, how I eat pretty much every day with you guys, so you guys can see that it can be done. And is it going to be expensive? Well, yeah, because groceries are expensive in general right now. But I feel like without having the added ingredients and all this other like bits and bobs, it definitely brings the grocery bill down quite a bit for yourself. So I hope you guys like this video. If you're new, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. You guys have been rocking with me for a minute. Y'all already know we real friends, and I love y'all. All right, my camera's going to die again, and I could see my Amazon package flying down the driveway. Love that for me. I gotta go chase it. See y'all in the next one. Bye, friends.